The Batman Murders was written in 1990 by the same author as the movie novelization. I was misled into thinking this would be a sequel to the movie, which would have been awesome.
Argofont Book Review, Argofont Book Review.
We start with a robbery at First Gotham Bank. The bank's vice president was found dead at the scene wearing a homemade Batman costume. There's a mayor's assistant named Stephen Winter. He's a jerk and he tries to keep Batman out of the investigation. Batman obviously does not put up with this interference. He examines the crime scene in the morgue, concluding that the robbery was an inside job. By the time Batman finds the inside man, he's been murdered. At the end of every chapter, there is a scene with two villains named Samson and Big Mike. They work for an unknown villain. This is supposed to be suspenseful, but the back cover says outright the villain is the Joker, so it's not much of a surprise who they're working for. Speaking of that back cover, it says Joker's victims were kidnapped several months ago. That doesn't come up in this book. I wonder why not. Both victims were found with a specific paper flower. The flower is made by a cult known as the Church of Perpetual Happiness. The cult is run by Reverend Joey Droll, and it makes a crazy amount of money, considering that they don't seem to do anything besides stay inside the church and talk about their feelings. Batman can't talk about his feelings, obviously, so he needs someone else to infiltrate the church. He gets Dick Grayson, the first Robin. Dick is feeling bad because Starfire just broke up with him, and Batman has been cold and distant ever since the second Robin was killed. Dick does a really terrible job of going undercover in the church. He gets dizzy right away and starts to forget what he's doing here. I thought maybe they drugged him, but no, he's just kind of dizzy that day. The cultists wear him down with group meetings and constant blabber. Dick doesn't even react when they start talking about the importance of the joke. Capital J joke. That would normally set off alarm bells. There's another bank robbery. When Batman arrives, he finds another man in a Batman costume fighting the Joker's goons. The other Batman's murdered, and Batman officially learns Joker's the culprit. That's the cliffhanger at the end of Part 1. Part 2 mostly focuses on the Joker. Joker's evil plan is to kidnap people and brainwash them into thinking they're Batman. Why? No real reason. Joker thinks it's amusing, that's all. The other Batmen are admittedly kind of amusing. One only speaks in rhyme while another is super violent. Joker decides his next Batman victim will be Bruce Wayne. He sends Bruce a letter using a golden Rolls Royce with a license plate that reads, "Ha ha 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 ha." That's not at all subtle, Joker. The Rolls Royce belongs to Reverend Droll, so Batman makes it a priority to break into the church and save Dick. Thanks to the ruckus that Batman causes, Dick is able to escape on his own. He goes to Wayne Manor. Dick and Batman proceed to ignore each other for about a week. Really, guys? You're not even going to try to discuss the case? At the end of Part 2, Batman fights Joker and kills him. This is quickly revealed as a fake out. It was a brainwashed Batman fighting a brainwashed Joker. Readers should get used to this trick. The author uses it a lot in Part 3. Part 3 starts with Bruce Wayne stepping into the Joker's kidnapping trap. Bruce easily beats up the goons and escapes. Joker would normally get mad, but in this case, he shrugs it off and doesn't worry about Bruce Wayne ever again. That's certainly convenient. Reverend Droll decides to double-cross Joker, while Joker's goon plans to attack Droll and Commissioner Gordon. Dick interferes, mainly by accident, and he gets kidnapped. I noticed Dick is not very good at crime fighting in this particular book. Joker brainwashes Dick into thinking he's the Joker. The psychological torture here is rather gruesome. Batman tails Reverend Droll to Joker's underground hideout. He presses the emergency button, which releases all the fake Jokers and the fake Batmen. Chaos ensues, and it's almost impossible to keep track of who's who when 4 different characters are all called Batman. The real Batman is forced to fight Dick. This should have been an epic battle, but it's over quickly. Batman calls him by name repeatedly until Dick remembers who he is and gives up. Batman gets the help of the other Batmen. They all corner Joker at the same time. Joker's disoriented because he doesn't know who the real Batman is. At the last second, the cultists show up and they cause enough havoc to allow Joker to escape. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book is okay. I thought it was fine the first time around. I didn't like it as much the second time I read it. I found myself skipping over large chunks. Pretty much everything to deal with the cult, that's why I skipped over. The cult is surprisingly unimportant in the grand scheme of things, considering how much attention it gets. I think Dick infiltrating the cult is the part that most needs a rewrite. Dick is pretty useless. He's mostly there to be saved by Batman multiple times. The idea of him becoming the next Joker is a good one, although the book doesn't make much use of it. That should have been a long fight, or at least longer than a page. There's a 4-letter curse word towards the end of the book. It kind of comes out of nowhere when the first 2 parts of the book are relatively clean and okay for child readers, and then all of a sudden somebody drops a big swear. I thought the characterization of the Joker was fine. You definitely feel that he's not playing with a full deck and he's following his own twisted logic. Batman's okay too. He's mostly brooding and angry over Jason's death. Overall, the book's okay. I could see this story working as an episode of the animated series, although they'd probably get rid of the cult and play up the Robin becomes Joker angle more than this book does. I give the Batman murders a 6 out of 10.